So, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever part of the world you are. We're looking at Notting Hill Carnival 2026. Basically, this is straight talk. We are partnering with Masq By Natrium and also Abir Mas. We're looking at 2026, which is an important year for Notting Hill Carnival. It's 60 years. We have some of the shakers and movers sitting down to have the conversation. As you know, no gimmicks, no frills, it's just straight conversation, straight talk. We have Jonathan and Darren from Masq By Natrium, and we also have the big man here, who we had to fight to get out of the woodworks. They call him JP. I just call him Jean-Pierre. You know, the French aspect of it. Welcome, guys, to Straight Talk.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're looking at 60 years of Notting Hill Carnival. Where do we begin? And I want to start with JP. JP, what was your introduction to Notting Hill Carnival? Where did it all start for you?
Well, I came here in 2007. I migrated to the UK in 2007. And my dad actually introduced me to Notting Hill Carnival. That was actually the weekend of Notting Hill Carnival that I came.
Oh, good choice.
But I got sick. I went to Marshall and Montano concert and I got really, really sick because of the weather change. And after the concert I was full fever, ended up getting tonsillitis, everything mash up. I had to go to the clinic, get some shots, and I was just in the hotel room, out.
So anything that could have happened that weekend for you?
Well, I was gonna create a party, but it was no party for me. I thought I kind of missed everything because I don't know it. So what I missed was the Sunday.
Yeah.
So he came and said, no, you can come out on the Monday, and I went out on the Monday and I was still not 100%. Still dealing with the weather change. It was cold, and I went to Trinity Corner, and I chilled there for the day and enjoyed the show. So that's how I saw it.
That's how you saw it.
That's the first time I saw Notting Hill Carnival after hearing about it for a long time.
Yeah. And that's Trinity Corner. That's just after the current judging point, Westbourne Grove area.
Yeah. So that was my introduction, and I didn't come to do Mass or Carnival or anything. I was involved in entertainment, yes, but I took a break. Coming to the UK was to take a break.
Well, a red man must have been well received at Trinity Corner in 2007.
Well, it was cool. It was cool.
Jonathan, you was an avid patron of Carnival. When did it start for you?
My story of Notting Hill per se probably started in 1994.
Okay.
As a child, we had migrated from Trinidad after the coup, and my mother was invited to judge Notting Hill Carnival because she had background from doing stuff with Uncle Holly, with Scouting for Talent and stuff back home, and a radio presenter and whatever else. And I was the child that was there running around the stage at Olympia when the King and Queen's costumes.
Yes, I remember that.
It was, the judges were my mother, Rudolph Walker, and what's his name? Ram John, Pork Pie.
Okay, yeah.
And they were judging.
From the barber shop, I think Tom Desmond.
Yeah. And they were judging the carnival at Olympia and at down in Notting Hill. I think that's the days of when Claire Holder used to run things down there.
Yeah.
And that was my initial introduction. Obviously, I only know things from back home, and that was my inception of, coming into the Notting Hill Carnival.
And Darren, for yourself, what was it?
I wasn't as fortunate as these two. I just ran across it. I used to live in a place in the Buckinghamshires,
Okay.
So as a child of the countryside, you know, you'd hear about things happening. You used to come up in the weekends, get your trainers from Oxford Street, and you know, you do your thing.
You shop at Mr. By Right.
So all them places.
Okay.
All them places.
By Right.
Yeah, you used to get on a train, get up here to Marylebone, jump off. And then one year somebody said about this carnival. Carnival? What? Yeah, let's have a look. And we used to go around the street carnivals, you know, and that's where it started. It just started from that. One year just accidentally running into it. Never knew nothing about it. And
Yeah, but you were saying it started from that, but there's a hint of a Bajan British accent there. So you would have known about.
I grew up about in the 70s in the place Guyana. So
Okay.
yeah, so my parents one is Guyanese, the other one's Bajan.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's Bajan, and going back to Barbados, partying. As a young kid, you obviously around, you know, going to church and doing certain things, and you hear about these adults having fun. And I think for me, the first time was really running into myself and really seeing it. Street festival.
Oh, so your real experience of carnival would have been here.
Yeah, it was here.
And what year you said that was?
It was in the 90s, you know.
So it was in the 90s. So Johnny Tanner yourself is in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
2007.
And 2000.
Yeah, the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not about me, so I can't even say, but I will say for me it was 1989 was my first experience of Notting Hill Carnival. So it's been some time. But when you're here 60 years, you kind of wonder what it would have.
What I missed.
What would have gone on with what we see today. JP, you have a band, not has, but have a band that is called Abir Mas, which is one of the bands that you hear a lot about.
That's a good thing.
I don't know if it transcends into the numbers. You have a huge following. What made you start that band?
Actually, history. I didn't start Abir. Abir was an idea from a Caribbean group called Babash.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
And they were doing Caribbean type themed events, all sorts of stuff, and they were doing pretty well. And one of their owners decided, let's do a Sunday band, you know, because Chocolate at the time was the only band, Pure Line Chocolate, and Uncle Dex from Coquier, and one of the owners, Che, who was a DJ.
Yeah.
Were close as family friends. And he offered him the opportunity to do it. And I had a few friends on this group, so another friend said, well, JP's here and he knows of my ability as a designer, graphic designer. And he said, this is a guy, and he has an experience with Juve as well, because I've had a Juve band I've been one of our co-founder of a Juve band in Trinidad as well.
Okay.
It's defunct now, it's called Section 8.
Okay.
And I had that experience. So I had Juve and I had creative.
Yeah.
So they offered, JP, you want to do the whole creative campaign?
Yeah.
So I came up with the logo and the campaign. We brought up Kess. You know, it was quite a spectacle. And that was the first year.
What year that was?
That was 2008. 80 people.
Oh, so that's just landed just after you land.
Right,
yeah, you were thrown in on the deep end.
Yeah, I was thrown in the deep end, and I didn't really. I was good at entertainment and kind of. I had my fill. I was taking a break, but true passion finds you. True passion finds you. So they found me.
And what would have been the struggles or the tribulation that you would have faced? Obviously, starting this new band.
Well,
and bringing it into something that is already existing, which the carnival was existing for some time.
Well, this was new as in Dirty Masq, because Dirty Masq wasn't regulated as it is now. It was literally Pure Line was having fun. Edison and the guys
We're just doing whatever they're doing.
They just swap out the mud with chocolate, and it was just having fun. Uncle Dex allowed them to use Cookie as the base.
As a launch pad. Yeah.
And it grew because it was 1,500 people in chocolate, and that was something that went on. And then this Abir was a
spin-off of that?
Was a kind of spin-off.
Yeah.
And we started with 80. It was all inclusive, and it was out of a van. A long wheelbase van. That was it. We had a long wheelbase van with the drinks and the food, and that was it.
Oh, so
And
you
80 people behind pure line big truck.
okay? So you was associating at that point in time.
it was,
You're collaborating for want of a better word.
It was that, and that's how it started. I wasn't like I said, I wasn't involved in the business aspect, but I gave consultancy services to them with regards to suppliers, what they should do, and then that sort of stuff, and then of course the creative. Then unfortunately,
But then you take that 80 persons and now you raise those numbers over the period of time. What was the challenges?
First, understanding Notting Hill Carnival. That's how it functions.
Mm-hmm.
The rules, regulations, licenses, what you can do, what you can't do, how you get stuff. And the information wasn't disseminated as easy as you would like it. It was a trial and error. Find out, oh, okay, that wasn't a blueprint. So you were kind of, okay, we're gonna make it up as we go along. Babash ended up closing up operations.
Yeah.
4 of the owners decided to create a new entity to carry on Abir. I was invited to be part of that entity, and that's how we started in 2009 to continue to grow the brand. And every year was a learning experience. You're learning how to manage every aspect of it, because you never know how many people are gonna come to your bar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's one of the hardest things.
The challenge
in a new band. When we're talking band, I mean every business has its challenge about first
couple of years,
but this one is your catering numbers. Should we buy more alcohol or less? Because your money is tight, and it's not like you have a bankroll sitting down.
Yeah.
So every year it was okay. How many do you think we'll get this year? You're gauging that. And while you're trying to gauge your growth trajectory, you're also trying to understand Notting Hill Carnival and how it works, like the passes and who you have to talk to, the meetings you have to attend, that you have to attend. Okay, well.
So you're saying information is somewhat
it was
kind
it
of
was
tight.
Difficult. It was
You're
difficult.
not accessing,
It was
not able
difficult.
to access the information.
And for me, I think it was just guard keeping. People was just gatekeepers, just trying to keep the information for themselves because it gave them empowerment.
Okay.
And power. So if I give you the information, I have more power. So you just do it yourself. You understand?
But let me switch it to Jonathan. Jonathan, you would have had experiences with sort of not being a band owner, but partaking in the sense of organizing for a specific entity. Did you see the same challenges that JP?
Look, we're in 2026. There's still not a blueprint. The one challenge he just mentioned there is, unless you know someone who's going to lead you along the path and show you the blueprint, there's still not a blueprint for it. And I mean from all aspects, not from just setting up a band, not to just running a band, but even just to participate in Notting Hill Carnival. So unless you have a friend, an associate who is introducing you to what it is, it's still up to this day, from when I was young to now, you have to know somebody to be able to introduce you, whether it's to play Masq, whether it's to get involved with doing something. I have never seen a job application to join working for a carnival band. And we're 2026. And how many bands are there on the road? 60 plus bands on the road in this day and age?
I think it's 50 something, if I'm not wrong.
70 plus.
It's just 70, so we have different perspectives.
But there's
in the
not
numbers,
one, you would never see one job advertised. And how many employees or how many volunteers does a band have? In excess of 50 at least?
Well, if I be argumentative to some extent, and this is not an indictment on you individuals, but I would think if I want to know about Carnival, I need to go to the person. I need to take myself to the person who is actually managing Carnival. That will be some of the arguments I think will come off of this conversation here. Also, in the sense of the band, you're talking about the volunteers and you're talking about work. I believe that is an approach to the band owner or the band leaders as an individual looking on. What I'm seeing is that based on your conversation, there is a reluctancy in actually seeking out information for yourself. And you're saying that there should be somewhere where all this information, so irrespective of you knowing who to go to, you should be able to access that. That's what you're saying?
Yes and no. And let me explain. The roadmap has been set from the inception of Carnival. Carnival before 1966 was something out on the road as a rebel kind of thing. It was brought about, I can't remember the lady's name.
Miss Lass,
an activist, right, from Trinidad, was putting this on.
Well, Miss Lass wasn't from Trinidad.
Thank you.
No, what was the name of the woman?
Claudia Jones.
Claudia Jones.
She's
from Trinidad. She's the activist, and I think that came around in '59 or whatever. But I'm not speaking on that because I wasn't there. But the roadmap that was set, it was very much a friends and community and family thing to come together to put on this show, from the making of the costumes to the sound system to the logistics, and that is carried forward because you don't want to lose that essence of how it was done. And because of that, that's why they're probably looking at, maybe we don't need to advertise the jobs, maybe we don't need to source out this because it's been done like this for so long and we get so many integral people as part of it. Why do we need to then have signposts and advertising for it? You know, it's not broken, you know, why rejig the wheel kind of thing. So I think you don't want to lose the essence, but you have to step into modern times to grow it, because all of you have been to Notting Hill. It's over 1 million people, 2 million people. You cannot have that colloquial way to try and organize that with just, you know, we will invite these people to come on board, we will speak to these people. Where's the advertising behind it? How long in advance do we, as band leaders, as band owners, as band involvement people, start planning? Glastonbury has 100,000 people. Glastonbury is planned 3 years in advance.
Okay, let me bring Darren into the conversation. Darren, your venture, you are, and I think we will elaborate on that at some point in time, you are getting into Carnival from the aspect of a band leader's perspective. Is this a reflection on what you have seen in the last year or so? What Jonathan and JP is saying? What
JP is saying, I've got to give thanks for, because initially, JP, remember when I had this opportunity to get involved with the Monday Mass, I think I set off at 100 miles an hour. 100 miles an hour. Yep, I'm doing this, I'm getting on with it, let's go. Shout, whoa, whoa, whoa. JP made me see reality. I had to be humble and put the handbrake on and really
put the foundation in place.
Listen, all my family is doing Carnival. You know, my sisters, my cousins. Yeah, Jonathan's kids, Jonathan himself. So we've been through. I mean, I've listened very carefully to each and everybody's gripe, and that's what I'm tending to fix. Not what it's there already, what's good.
We intended to fix on the aspect of you bringing a band or wanting to be able to influence the people who's directing the path that we take for Carnival. Which one?
I can't control that. The band, what I can do is my revelers. I can make it, the money they're going to spend with me, worthwhile, first of all, and to give them a system which is actually worth something. You know, you purchase something from me, I deliver that something, and I give you an experience, which way I want to give you an experience where when you walk away today, you're going to come back tomorrow and say, you know what?
we might be jumping ahead here, but a lot of band leaders would have said the same thing that you are saying. And we have seen over the years, the post-mortem on Carnival has not been favorable. to a lot of band members. So you are now putting yourself, you're putting yourself on record with what you're saying.
The difference being is I'm encouraging my youngers to get involved so I can teach them the ways that I am learning now. You know, my nieces, Jonathan's kids who's here. Do you understand? These people are there, they're going to be the ones taking over. So they have to understand the things we are doing now, delivering the service that we need to deliver. The service I believe I need to deliver is a real good one, a good costume. I have an amazing costume right now. Yeah, I want to deliver a good service because I've listened to my nieces and I've watched bands, the way they've messed with people over the years. Not to be that band, you understand? So yeah, I want to be able to create a legacy of something which is of worth. That makes sense?
Tell them, don't tell me.
JP, based on what Darren has just said, can you see what the public is seeing through what Darren is saying based on the fact you have run a band for a number of years? And when you look at your peers who are doing bands, have you been privileged to people talking about those type of experience that is substandard?
I mean, it varies, you know. I think as band leaders, you definitely always need to have a high standard of what you want to achieve. I'll tell you, one of the biggest difficulties we have is the infrastructure in which we have to give the experience. We don't have control over the parade route.
Yeah.
We don't have control over it. So we are trying to do our experience within those
The confinement.
right? If those things break down, we break down. I've done mass bands. I've been involved with Hill Carnival. I've been involved with our own Frolic Nation mass band. As in carnival costume, not dirty mass.
No, you forgot one. You forgot Masq.
No,
You forget the amount of stuff you've done so far.
We're about to do something different. I ain't get that mass yet. I'm leading it up. So those two experiences, I remember a masquerader during one of our bands come to me and says to me, "DJ is lazy because they're playing old music." And I stood up next and I whispered in her ear, of course it's music playing. And she's a very close friend of mine. And I explained to her, I said, "Look to the left, now look to the right. What do you see?" Lots of people. I said, "Right. I have limited security because security costs money. And it's a lot of money. It's not a little bit of money, it's a lot of money. If he starts to hike, which I want him to do, hike my experience. I want people having a good time. Left and right, going to engorge in the band and we're going to be under pressure. And then the experience is no longer pleasure. It becomes a security risk."
But that's counterproductive, JP, because I'm a masquerader who's paid you for a costume and wants an experience. So what happens there?
Well, this is the difficulty. Like I said, we can control most of what we have. Now, a lot of that is the narrative. You know, in the past years, the narrative has been negative. I mean, last year the narrative was better because influencers hired by NHC, and you know, just people involved in this stuff have actually put out posts and recordings and to say if you're not here to respect the culture, don't come. If you're coming to create negative energy, don't come, because this is not what it is. I've said this on a previous interview. This is the Caribbean Nottingham Carnival. That's what it is. It is our expression of Caribbean culture in everything: community, carnival arts, family, values, and fun. Caribbean fun.
My question to all three of you all, we are here having a conversation looking at 60 years, and for us, we haven't spent 60 years in this room, but accumulatively, the time if you add it up together, it's been more than 60 years. Why are we still having this conversation in 2026 where we have to be telling people, you know, well, if you're not here to respect it, why this hasn't been our mantra for many of years? What are we doing wrong?
I'll let JP start with that one.
All right.
Because that's a broad
It's
question.
a broad thing. You see,
That's a very broad
you have
question.
to remember that you'll actually in London. We have a lot of stuff going on in London, and it's a multicultural place, multinational place. You have generations, first, sixth, and seven, two, second, three generations. My nieces are interested in it now because they're excited about it. You know how all of we like Carnival? I could assure Jonathan agree. Kiddies Carnival.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kiddies Carnival.
Kiddies Carnival.
My first carnival is crossing the Queen's Park Savannah stage at 3 years old with because I just came back, because I was born here. I just came back from here. I went to live in Trinidad. I had my wellies and it's rubber.
Your galoshes, right?
What are you doing? And it's red. And I'm adamant. I'm wearing my. This is not for Caribbean weather, but I said 3-year-old child. I don't know anything about that. Put on the shoes. Let me tell you, by the time I reach there, I am limping because the rubber just rub on that little toesy. And I am limping over it. And my father is across the stage fighting with the police constable to come across. That's my first experience. And after that, I played Masq throughout the whole school. So, legacy.
Remember Masq in school? Oh gosh.
I used to look forward to that.
So
So the narrative.
the narrative. So you're saying that we need to be ramping up.
We are. I think
More in the
in the
sense
last.
of
I
Listen,
noticed it.
publicity
we,
as to how to
we did it naturally.
Yeah.
We did it naturally for the children
Yeah.
before, and I am one of, even though I wasn't born here, right? Imagine you were dragged along to the West India Cultural Centre in Turnpike Lane for whatever was going on.
Yeah.
You were dragged along to this function over here. You were dragged along to the King and Queen show in Olympia.
Yeah.
There was steel pan playing when you go by somebody's
We went
house.
to the Commonwealth Institute in
Right,
Kensington as well.
right,
Yeah. To
right.
see the individuals and kings and queens.
to do all these things,
Yeah.
right? So that is taking those children and gaining their interest to go there, right? In the last 20 years, when have we been doing that? With the children. So how are the children going to have a want? There's a line I use all the time. Two of all you have heard it. When Toys R Us sell toys, do they sell it to the parents? No, they sell it to the children.
So
Right.
we sell the future of
Right. So building costumes for children, if the children don't want it, if you put out a shoe in JD Sports or Nike or whatever, children aren't going to buy it because it's there. It's there. You have to get their interest. And all the people who have tried to talk to carnival councils and so on. So the main place where children go every day is where? Where do children go every day? School. School. So there's two factors to look at it. Our sister company, which is a CIC, is in collaboration with 9 schools at the moment. 2 of them being SEN schools, where we're doing assemblies to start with. We're doing from tertiary to primary to secondary, where one, we're telling stories. You remember when you used to go and hear about a costume with the individuals and the king and queens, and they used to tell you the whole story about it before it come out? Yeah? So we're telling stories. We are getting pan people to come in. Do you know the steel pan is the only steel instrument to be added to the National Steel Orchestra in the world in 150 years? In 150 years. So that means in classical music, a steel pan can be used. But this is not part of the national curriculum. The only time you'll hear about it is when? Carnival or in schools, October.
Yeah, but
and I'm not going to say what October is.
No, but there are pan in school are being taught in school in this country.
No. But why is it not part of the national curriculum? Is what I'm telling you.
Two different things.
Two different things. Yeah. So we're doing after school pan clubs. We're doing gen designs because we have to do it at a secondary level because of risk assessments with glue guns and spray paints and stuff like that. Where they're designing bags and pieces that will lead into costumes. This is how you get their buy-in. How many people have all of us spoken to that have children, and you ask them why you don't take your children to Notting Hill? They say one or two things. The first thing is safety. Yeah, safety. You know what the second thing is, which is the real thing? Like, I want a drink and I want a Lego. I don't want to be. You have Monday for that. You want 2 days? You're wicked.
So you is an advocate for the Sunday for kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we have a long-term plan. Yeah. So 3 to 5 years is the first stage, right? To try and get kids back involved. I've spoken to JP at length about this, right? You cannot rush this because you have to risk assess everything when it comes to children.
JP, how do you incorporate what Jonathan is saying? Children back on the road and really pushing that element, and together with the fact that they put Dirty Masq on the same day that children is.
Children play Juve.
So let me just straighten out a misconception about the Sunday.
Yeah.
Dirty Masq was organic.
Yeah.
It was unorganic. It was one band.
Yeah. Which is Edison Lime.
Right? It was one band.
Mm-hmm.
Kiddies Carnival was going on as usual.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the only thing on a Sunday. They had pant sides coming out as well.
Yeah.
And then they had adult bands with t-shirts.
Yeah. Correct.
As a way to increase some revenue so they could pay for the costumes. Remember, we're also dealing with financial situations. Because it is a financial thing. Paying for these bands. These bands are not cheap. Kiddies is not cheap. You know, the buy-in from Arts Council has been difficult. Because we're in a volatile economic environment. London. It's one of the hardest ones. So, every year in the last 60 years, you have all sorts of different realities that you have to face. You know? On the Sunday, what we have now is a limited number of Dirty Masq bands. No more, no less. You come out, that's it. So it could end up being one again.
Eventually over a period of time.
You know? The Kiddies, there have been bands that have supported and will continue to support Kiddies Masq coming out. And I have always been supportive of it. It's not my forte. It's not
something you will do, but you will support it.
It's not what I got into, because I know my level of Kiddies Carnival is I'm going to call names, Rosalind Gabriel, kind of, that kind of level, and I think, get them costume, but it's money, of course.
Don't be afraid to mention, when you say Rosalind Gabriel,
just talking about quality.
No, but what I'm saying, I want to add to that. So that will be in the forte of Clary. So Clary Mahogany. I
was going to talk about Mahogany because Mahogany has carried the torch. I'm just saying from my experience. I know Mahogany has been doing it amazingly well. So I know it was preserved. It's there. Children love going to it. They have different other
so we should be seeing more of that.
It's good. No, they have the platform. The new structure is that we can't enter the footprint until after 12 minutes.
But you see, like you said, they have the structure. But the children aren't coming. The children aren't...
Based on the safety, based on cost, based on parents, I want 2 days, and... it's adult, and sometimes you need a rest from adult.
Look, you look at some bands that have been doing it for nearly since the inception. Trinbago Carnival Club is one of them. They're probably the oldest band in Notting Hill Carnival that's still alive, right? They're Sunday.
That's Lawrence and
Lawrence and Joe Noel. Listen. They are still doing children, primarily on the Sunday. Sunday is all about children. It's a family setting, and they're doing it. The reason they get people is because they have brand loyalty. Just like you have. They have brand loyalty, so people come back time and time again. But again, are we attracting the other... My son is sitting down behind this camera. You know why he's here? Because this is part of it. This is part of the education. This is part of the education. How many of us are doing this?
Well, Darren, do you, as someone getting into the space now, do you have any loyalty, and we're putting you on the spot now, to that aspect of Carnival, the kids, and inclusion?
He called a name, Mr. Noel. I learned from him about Carnival. One thing I love about Trinbago is that family value. Yeah? The numbers are not the biggest, But one thing I can guarantee, as a family band, hell,
And his son has picked up the torch with Inspiration Arts.
Listen,
His son has picked
as
up
much
the
as we
torch.
push back against them, because we want them to grow.
Yeah.
I don't, and I gotta be honest, right? If I could do what I'm doing right here and right now with you, Abir, I would have. If Noel said to me tomorrow or at that time, Darren, come, let's go.